Chelsea is hosting Arsenal at the Stamford Bridge tomorrow, and obviously that game is really going to be one of those games outside the world to be watched by a marathon of the viewers or the football supporters. Reason being, it's one of the biggest games in world football, and you know the most competitive league in the world is the Premier League. And who brings you this? It's the Premier League. Chelsea versus Arsenal is what we are going to be watching tomorrow. And obviously, both teams winning in Europe. Chelsea winning by 2-1, Arsenal winning by 1. And obviously, for Chelsea, it was a positive that one of their players that they really hold a lot of trust in scored a goal. That is Raheem Sterling to really make it to 1. Then Zakaria was also on the score sheet, having made his debut for Arsenal, for Chelsea, ever since he was signed at the end of the transfer window by Thomas Tuchel. Then for Arsenal, they scored 1-0 against FC Zurich. It was scored by Kientieni. It was really a very, very, very good goal because he pulled the trigger outside the 10 yards box area and it really went to the back of the net to make it 1 for Arsenal. Arsenal never added on a lot, but a lot is going to be discussed about Gabriel Jesus not being able to be on the score sheet again. And obviously, ever since 1st October, he has really prolonged his goal drought till now after that date. Reason being, he really scored 1 goal against Spurs on the 1st of October, and right now he has not gone ahead to go on and really score any goal for Arsenal, and that's why his manager Mikel Arteta has always been asked about the goal drought of Arsenal. Not so, but obviously to me I believe even if he doesn't score, he has done lots of things in his capacity to put Arsenal where it is. Arsenal is placed second on the Premier League table with 31 points. Man City are ahead of Arsenal with 1 point. But Man City has played 1 game ahead of Arsenal, and they've won today against Fulham by 2-1, and they really needed a lot of effort, and the return of Haaland helped put them ahead in the 89th minute when he scored a penalty when Man City were really a man down. Remember, João Cancelo was red carded and really shown off the pitch. You remember that very well. So, getting into the match preview, Tomiyasu is doubtful. I've not seen him into the photos of Arsenal players training today, but I believe Zinchenko returns and is one of those that are really going to go ahead and really start. The other one that I believe is going to start, who is going to return from injury at Arsenal, Bukayo Saka. He played some 30 minutes when Arsenal was playing FC Zurich at Emirates. They won FC Zurich by 1-0. So looks like Arsenal are really only having one huge injury that is disturbing them. That is Tomiyasu, and that of Emily Smith-Rowe, whom we know his return date as 26th December. But El Nini also returned, played close to 60 minutes. He took him off the pitch, that is Mikel Arteta, and brought in Thomas Partey to stabilize the situation because it looked like FC Zurich wanted to go on and really shock Arsenal at the Emirates. But for Chelsea, no, the goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois. It's not Thibaut Courtois, it's Kepa Arrizabalaga. I think Mendy goes in goal for that. Then you bring in another player who goes by the names of Reece James, who's really out. And there is a player in the midfield. N'Golo Kante is also out, meaning that they're all left with Kovacic, Jorginho, and Conor Gallagher. Only those players are the ones left for Chelsea, especially in the midfield area, to go on and really play the game of football. Now, when you look at the players that we expect Mikel Arteta to go on and really start, as far as this game of football is concerned, Ramsdale in goal, obviously. Right back, I believe it's going to be Ben White. Left back, I believe Zinchenko is returning. The manager trusts him very well. He was one of the unused substitutes when Arsenal was beating FC Zurich by 1-0 at Emirates. He never come on through, but we saw him warming up. He has returned. He started training this week. Obviously, he's really one of those assassins that you would love to see in this game of football. And why is he needed a lot? The kind of balance he gives Arsenal. Every time he crosses the center and plays into the half spaces or the inside tunnels of the football pitch, it's what really gives Arsenal another line of attack Reason being, when he really plays into the midfield, he plays like a midfielder, and Granit Xhaka plays wide to really protect him, with the likes of Martinelli playing in the wide area of the final third of the opponent. That obviously puts Martinelli into Zinchenko into one of the best players that Mikel Arteta is going to start against Chelsea. In a game of this magnitude, you love a player like Zinchenko to be part of it. One, his fighting spirit, it's unmatched. His fighting spirit is unmatched. He's a boy or a player that never said die. He never said die in any game of football. And him with Gabriel Jesus, you need them in this game of football because of the experience of playing in such big games and really winning. I remember last season when Gabriel Jesus was at Man City, he's the one who really scored for Man City that only goal that really saw them beat Chelsea by 1-0. So you need him here. You need Zinchenko to start in the left back. The midfield three, I think, is going to go for a 4-2-3-1. I don't believe he's going to go for a single pivot to play with a single pivot. I think he's going to play with a double pivot with Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. Xhaka never played in the UEFA Europa League reason he was suspended. I think he accumulated 2 yellow cards and he was really suspended. That is Granit Xhaka. Now he's returning to play in a double midfield pivot. Then the other player to talk about is Martin Odegaard, central attack midfielder. He's one of the unsound heroes that Arsenal people don't even go ahead and really hail. But I believe he tailors a lot of attacks into the final third of the opponent for Arsenal. I think he's going to start as a central attack midfielder. Bukayo Saka starting as a right attack midfielder. Then on the left attack midfield, it's going to be obviously Martinelli, man who really opened up and scored an early goal against Nottingham and made it 1-0 for Arsenal in the 5th minute. Then obviously a man who has not scored a goal for Arsenal but created very many, or he has been involved in many as far as that game of football is concerned, of Arsenal and them being on top of the Premier League table is concerned. Gabriel Jesus is leading the line. That's it. I don't believe Reece Nelson is going to start, though he really had a fantastic game for me against FC Zurich at the Emirates, but I believe he's really going to go on and get benched. Reason being, Bukayo Saka returns into that position, but you never know. He might get some minutes depending on the game situation. If the game will be 1-0 in the 80th minute or 70th minute, don't expect Reece Nelson to be brought on the field of play, because it's simple that Arsenal will be chasing for what we call a decent win, and they won't really go ahead and really bring him on, because bringing him on doesn't protect your back four or your midfield. It just creates a lot of threat to Chelsea in the forward areas of the pitch. So, let's go to Chelsea. Obviously, it's going to be a 3-4-3 system for Chelsea with Mohamed, Eduardo Mendy in goal, playing very well. Then he's coming in for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Ever since Eduardo Mendy got an injury, he hadn't really gotten his chance to really start for Chelsea. But after Kepa Arrizabalaga got an injury in the game they played over the weekend, where they lost by 4-1 at Annex Stadium at Brighton, he returns. He returns with a big bang into the goal area of Chelsea. The back three, Chalobah playing on the right side of the central defense. Then it might be Cucurella playing on the left side of the central defense. Then Thiago Silva playing onto the center of the three-man defense of Chelsea. The wing back, I believe, is going to be Azpilicueta. Then that is the right wing back. The left wing back, I believe it's going to be. I saw Ben Chilwell really limp off. I don't know whether he's okay, but if at all he's available, he's going to come on and really play a very huge role into that part of Chelsea. Or if at all he's away, Chelsea might drift to a 4-2-3-1, but I believe it's going to be a 3-4-3, because we've seen players like Raheem Sterling being played onto the wing backs. So we don't know whether another player is going to be utilized as a wing back, or Christian Pulisic, or any other player in this game of football that Graham Potter needs to win. In the midfield, I think it's going to be Kovacic and Jorginho. That's it. It's going to be the midfield too. And on the right side, on the right forward of the three forwards, it's going to be Mason Mount. Left side, Raheem Sterling. And Aubameyang Pierre is leading the line for Arsenal. And for the very first time ever since he really left Arsenal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is getting a chance to face Arsenal for the very first time. Mikel Arteta hinting on him being a threat as far as this game of football is concerned. And I believe he's really going to be one of those players that is going to be welcomed by Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to go on and really boo him? I can't tell. I will be here to let you know what everything is going to be all about. Now, let's go to what we call the previous games they've played in the Premier League. Arsenal won its game by 5-0 at the Emirates. They kept the first clean sheet of the season, especially at Emirates. Reece Nelson with the brace and creating 2. Thomas Partey scoring 1, Odegaard scoring 1, and Gabriel Martinelli scoring 1. Then, for Chelsea, it was really a very sad moment for them. They lost their game of football against Brighton away. They were beaten by 4-1. Most worrying bit of it all is that they scored 2 own goals. 2 own goals. One from Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Chalobah. So there needs to be a lot of things to go on and be really put in place or really arranged at Chelsea. Because when you look at Chelsea, you know what it's all about. Graham Potter had not yet conceded a goal and kept close to 4-5 clean sheets ever since he became a Chelsea manager in the Premier League. But when United came in through, they scored the first goal against him, and Brighton came in and made it worse. Can Arsenal go ahead and really win it? I believe Arsenal can really get a very huge win at the Stamford Bridge. Do you know why? Chelsea has not improved ever since they really drew with Manchester United. United took the game to them. And I believe if United had a player like Gabriel Jesus to lead that line in the first half, that game would have been 3-0 in favor of Manchester United. Now, it's going to depend on the game approach of Graham Potter. If he comes back to play against Arsenal with the same approach he used to play against Manchester United, they are going to annihilate him. Arsenal is going to tear him apart. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli are really going to go on and annihilate Chelsea totally in the first half. And in this game of football, each and every team that scores the first goal, it's really going to be so much important for that team. Reason being, it's really called for, and the first goal is already important in this game of football. And you saw it against Manchester United and Chelsea. When United failed to go on and really score, after really preventing Chelsea to go on and really take a shot on target against them for close to 80 minutes, Scott McTominay committed a foul, and it was a penalty that United conceded. Jorginho sent David De Gea the wrong way and made it 1-0 for United. It required Casemiro to convert Luke Shaw's effort from the left side of the wide area into the back of the net, and it ended 1-1, meaning that Arsenal are really having a better front three, and in them they're having a centre forward who can read that line and really score goals. And Arsenal's creativity is not doubted, and they know to it that if at all they lose tomorrow or draw, it's really going to be hard for them. Reason being, they are really going to go behind Man City. If they lose, it's going to be 1 point behind Man City. If they draw, they're going to be level with Man City. Obviously, Man City is going to be ahead of them because they've scored very many goals and they're having a huge goal difference. That is Manchester City. Obviously, Mikel Arteta is going to this game wanting to win. Reason being, he knows Chelsea is vulnerable now. Last season, the last game they played at Stamford Bridge, Nketiah scored a brace, and I believe, was it Martinelli or Bukayo Saka scored the third goal to make it 3-2. That game ended 3-2 in favor of in favor of Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal are not novices at winning at Stamford Bridge. I believe they can go ahead and really shock that Chelsea side at Stamford Bridge and really make it hard for them to play in a lot of football. But I believe in Alexander Zinchenko returning, it's really going to give Arsenal a very huge boost. And if I told Mikel Arteta, I start Zinchenko in this game of football. He gives you a lot of balance in the style of play, but he might go in to play maybe Kientieni and reserve Zinchenko because he's returning from injury. And you never know what will return into the starting 11. But you know very well here at around 14 hours, we'll be here to let you know what is the starting 11 of these sides that Arsenal is really going to face and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So, I believe I've tackled everything that you guys need to know, but the battles we need to watch out, Thiago Silva versus Gabriel Jesus is really going to be a very huge one. They are Brazilians, they know one another. All of the two play at the national team of Brazil. Don't you know that? And we are going to see whether a 38-year-old central defender can stop a 25-year-old centre forward that has proven himself in the Premier League of annihilating every centre forward and sitting them down, though he's not yet scoring in goals, but what he has given to Arsenal, it's really immense, and you can't go out there and really not praise this lad for having a fantastic job done at Arsenal. The other battle we are going to experience is going to be between Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Saliba, or Gabriel Magalhaes. Those two central defenders of Chelsea the two central defenders of Arsenal facing their former teammate, that is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who happened to be the captain of Arsenal, that was thrown under the bus by Mikel Arteta. That is another battle we are going to see. Who is going to win it? Let's wait and see. Because for Chelsea, they've been keeping very many clean sheets away from home this season. Sorry, for Arsenal, they've been keeping a lot and lots of clean sheets away from home, and they've kept more than how they've kept at home. At home, they only kept one clean sheet. Amongst the 7 games I think they've played, are they 6-7? They've only kept a clean sheet in the game of Nottingham. Away, they kept a clean sheet against Crystal Palace. They kept a clean sheet against Bournemouth. They never kept a clean sheet against Manchester United. They kept a clean sheet against Bournemouth. They kept a clean sheet against Leeds. Yeah. And in the game of Southampton, they never kept a clean sheet, but they've kept close to 4 clean sheets away from home. That is Arsenal this season. And it's only Arsenal in the top 6 teams that are going to hate to beat them. It's only Manchester United that is going to hate to beat them in the top 6. So, can they go ahead and really beat Chelsea in the first round? That's going to be the most big question that's going to be answered tomorrow by the time it clocks 16 hours. Not so. Then after that, we are going to be there to watch what the game of football is going to bring onto the table after the referee blows the 90th minute whistle. So that is my prediction. That is my preview. My prediction for this game, obviously, it's going to end in favor of Arsenal. I believe Arsenal are going to beat Chelsea. United would have beaten Chelsea, but the problem is they never had a prolific centre forward. Rashford was wasteful. I don't believe that Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, or Gabriel Jesus could get any of those chances and fail to convert one, especially that one of Anthony. I believe Bukayo Saka gets that chance of Anthony towards the end of the first half that he got at Stamford Bridge. I think he has a better right foot that could have batted that game to the back of the net to give them the well-deserved lead. And my prediction, 2-1 in favor of Arsenal. That's it. So I want to see you guys flock into the comment section. Tell me what you think about this game of football. Chelsea versus Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, happening tomorrow. 18 hours. It's 14 hours. Not so. I think after lunch, we're going to be enjoying that game here onto the Rokani Media Football. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord. May He watch over you. First video of the day. More are yet to come. And this is Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. For smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. I think I've given you the tea for today as far as the game of Chelsea and Arsenal is concerned. Yesterday I didn't come in here to appear. I know I owe you, you owe me a blame, and I'm going to give it to you. You owe me an apology, and I'm going to go ahead and really say I'm sorry. But obviously we are returning with a very big bang. Your predictions into the comment section below. Smash this video. Let it have close to 200 likes. I sign out for now. See you later.